What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. I'm just out here in the woods. I'm gonna put a camera up for the deer season, bear season. I found this spot here near where I live. It's a reclaimed coal mine, so there's a lot of grassy areas here. There's a lot of elk in this area. They actually reclaimed this mine for the purposes of drawing in the elk. So there's a lot of big meadows here. So I'm going to drop a camera to see if there's any deer in the area. I know that they're here, obviously, but I want to find like a specific area where I can set up, overwatch an area where I know that the deer are traveling every day. And I actually hunted here last year, and there was a lot of sign, but we didn't actually see anything specific. We didn't see a doe or a buck, but I'm gonna drop a camera here so I'll show you guys the area and show you what I'm doing. So this is the area, huge area here. I don't know how many acres, it's probably a couple thousand acres, huge chunk of state game land. And in Pennsylvania, they have these game lands. They're specifically made for hunting. You can't camp here overnight. You can't use any motorized vehicles. It's strictly just day hiking, hunting, and fishing. And so because of that, there's a lot of wildlife here because there's minimal disturbance by people. And they do things to manage the land, so they create like herbaceous openings. They clear out areas, so there's some grass and some herbaceous openings that'll draw in the deer and stuff. But this was an old coal mine, and they basically reclaimed it, and they planted a bunch of this special grass here. I don't know the species of it, but this grass is just like really good food for elk. And there's a ton of elk here. Might even see one on this little trip here. So it looks like almost like hay. And this grass is just super critical for the elk because they eat like 20 pounds of grass in a single day. So they need these big open areas like this. But up there, there's like a flat area, plateau, with a lot of oak trees, mature oak trees. And so that's where I'm gonna put this camera, where the meadows meet the oak trees. We'll drop the camera over there and see what we can find. It's a beautiful area though. Not a lot of hunting pressure here. It's kind of off the beaten path. So I think last year when we were here, there were only like, I would say less than 7 or 8 hunters in this whole area, and it's a huge area. So let's see what happens. They have a picture before and after. The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation was involved in this. You could see over here the strip mine, and then afterwards, and then here's an elk that they saw here. So looks like they just planted a bunch of hay everywhere. That's what it looks like. That's what the elk like though. Got some coyote activity here. Check that out. Some tracks there. Smaller coyote. Here's the trail we're walking on. You can tell it's an old coal mine because all the trees are very small. They're very young. It's new growth because they stripped the whole top of the mountain off, so they clear all the trees out. Lots of elk sign in this area. Lots of elk here. Might see some elk. Look at that view, guys. Check this out. There's a lot of these meadows here. It's Really good area for deer. So now we're in the wooded part of this area, and this is where we were hunting last year, and it's pretty thick. There's a lot of mountain laurels, but there's also some old growth oaks further down in that direction, so that's where we're gonna go. But I want to show you guys, we got a lot of coyote activity here. Check this out. It's a pretty big track there. There's my foot for comparison. Got some more coyote tracks here, so that's pretty interesting. Check this out. And I was actually not too far away from this area about 2 weeks ago watching elk, and I swore I heard a wolf howling in the woods. It's on my video. I'll leave a link to that video in the top right corner if you want to see. But I swear I heard a wolf howl. So it could even be wolves here. You know, they travel long distances, and there's already a population in New York now, upstate New York. They could easily travel down here. Just hiking to the spot where we're gonna drop the camera. We're almost there. Really thick here. Got this overgrown pathway. Probably hiked already a mile in, so we're pretty far back. There's a lot of oak trees here, which is good. A lot of oak trees. These are all oak trees here. So in the fall time, it's just like a magnet for deer and bear. You see all these little small oaks here. Variety of different types. You have like white oaks, red oaks, chestnut oaks. So it's a good spot. And then you have this really dense area here, these saplings, really dense, a lot of cover for the deer. They can hide in there. There was a huge rub over here that we saw during hunting season. We're gonna see if it's still there. Maybe set the camera nearby it. Got some poop here, pretty good sized pile. Might be an elk, small elk, or maybe even a bear. We're in the woods already here. This is where we were sitting last year. See, there's a lot of hardwoods, big oaks everywhere. So this is, we're gonna probably drop the camera in this area somewhere. Gonna look for a trail, a deer trail. I think we're walking on one. Looks like there's a game trail. Maybe that's for elk. Probably for elk. They cut through here. We saw a lot of elk rubs in this area last fall. I'm gonna check on those in a little bit. So it's a good area though here. Open hardwoods. The fields are right behind us over there. It's a good spot. So there is a little game trail here through the ferns, and it goes in there, and there's like a wet area there. That's where I saw a bunch of elk rubs last fall. So I think maybe we're gonna drop the camera there by the water, by where the elk were and stuff. The animals usually go near water. So, but there's a little trail here. It's probably for the elk. Elk probably walk through here, and the deer probably use it too. These are all oak trees. All these trees are oaks, almost every single one. So there's a ton of acorns everywhere, which is what the deer like. See this big oak here? Look at that. All oaks. So we're at this intersection of two game trails. There's one trail right there. See that, guys? Looks like a hiking trail. And then here's one right here, this big one right here. It's probably for elk, but the deer use it too. So we're gonna follow it over here and put the camera somewhere here, I think. Check this out, guys. This, you can tell, was an elk because it's a really thick branch here, and they must have ate it while they were walking by. They bit the edge off probably in the winter time when they didn't have much grass to eat. So here's this little wet area. We got some tracks right here. Check this out. Got a little doe track there. So yeah, it's a good spot. Got a trail going through there. This is that little wet area here. So we saw a ton of elk sign here last fall. Really thick ferns over the knees. Pretty well used trail. Got a pile of poop here. Could be an elk or a bear. It's a little hard to tell, but you can see it's a good pile. Got some like seeds in there and stuff. Here we have a rub from last year, probably an elk rub. Got this like little overgrown road here. We're gonna consider putting the camera there possibly. Got a lot of oaks here. There's our camera overwatching this game trail. And it's overlooking this open area here. All right, guys, I'm heading back now. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna check on that camera in like probably 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a little longer, I don't know. See if there's any sign. And I didn't see any sign in that area besides that one trail, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I got some protection with me today. Got my Glock 20 10mm. Got the Surefire X300, just in case I run into an angry elk or something like that. I also carry this Spot X, and this thing is awesome because I can send exact locations, and also in emergencies, if something were to happen out here, I can easily reach someone with this. I have a text message service, and I can also call or message 911 my location. But there's actually a scrape on the ground over here I want to show you guys. Looks like possibly a bear scrape. Maybe he was looking for something. Let me show you guys what we got over here. Check this out. This looks like a bear scrape. We got like claw marks here. You see that? Looks like a bear was in here and he was clawing at the ground, maybe trying to get acorns or something. But that's pretty cool. Check that out. You can see he was scraping over here with his claws. It's pretty cool. It's a really thick area here. Really good for bears. A lot of laurels. And there's like this overgrown like road here, old logging road or something. So it's a great spot for bears to walk up and down. A lot of thick laurels here. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks or so and check on the camera and see what's on the camera, and if there's nothing there, then I'm gonna move it to a different location, and I'll probably move it to a few different locations here in that same general area, maybe just a little distance apart. And then if I don't see anything here at all, I'll just go to a completely different area, but should be pretty good. But hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll be doing more like this because hunting season's coming up, so stay tuned. So take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.